She is known as the First Lady of the Guitar. Liona Boyd has performed around the world, sold millions of albums, serenaded heads of state, and isn't shy about reminding us about her intimacy with a former Prime Minister. Yes, she's led a charmed life, but it has been punctuated by personal tragedy, including a mysterious condition that has deprived her of doing the thing she loves the most, namely playing the guitar. It's all chronicled in her new book, No Remedy for Love, and we're delighted to welcome Liona Boyd to TVO. I saw you getting nervous there.
Steve, I play the guitar.
You still play the guitar.
Day.
I know you do.
Day.
I know you do, and I'm going to save this. Yeah. We're going to get to this, but you had something happen to you.
Yes.
That makes it more difficult to do what you used to be able to do. But we'll just leave that for now, okay?
Okay. Sure.
Okay. Because I want to start with love. Liona, we have to start with love because it's in the title of the book, and you love this Henry David Thoreau quote, "There is no remedy for love but to love more."
Henry David Thoreau, yes, a wonderful philosopher, and I stole his words and I wrote a song.
Yes, indeed.
And then I thought it'd be a good title for the book.
It is a good title for the book, No Remedy for Love. But you do talk about the love that you shared with a former Prime Minister of the country, who happens to be the father of the current Prime Minister of the country.
Yes.
And I guess that's as good a place as any to start. What was it like being Pierre Trudeau's paramour for 8 years?
That's a long time ago, but I was very privileged. He was an amazing man, a great intellectual. I wish I could have been totally in love with him, but I was very flattered. And I mentioned in the book, he wanted me to have a daughter. He was convinced she would be a daughter. And we shared lovely times, but I just didn't want to live with him. And he said he'd never get married, but he wanted me to live with him in Montreal. I'd been in the house, and it was cold, and it just wasn't me. And I wanted to move on, so I actually moved to Vancouver, which upset him quite a bit. But
how many? He had 3 kids at the time.
Yeah.
When you were, so you knew the current Prime Minister from.
The first time I met him, Justin was just a toddler, and Misha was just a bump in Margaret's tummy, a big bump. And we met up at Harrington Lake, which is now Lake Mousseau. But, you know, I was very busy with my career, flying all over the world, and he was extremely busy with his. And I think we found solace in each other and shared crazy adventures. But, you know, he was a Frenchman. He had a lot of other women, too, I knew about.
As he mentioned to you.
Yeah.
He said that to you, that he had many girlfriends when, anyway.
But when I really fell in love with men, I married him, and that was a Californian man. So he came to visit us. Pierre came, visited, stayed at the house. I got to drive him around Beverly Hills. And I never thought at that point Justin would be Prime Minister, but
there you go.
Amazing.
But love is never uncontroversial with you, because as you point out, the man you married, you were actually engaged to somebody else when you met the guy who would eventually become your husband. So you had to break off an engagement to marry.
I left Pierre for Joel Bell, and Pierre and Joel knew each other, so Pierre actually quite approved. One evening we all sat together and had a chat over at Pine Avenue, which was his house, Pierre's house in Montreal. And they always talked about mountain climbing, and yes, they were both loves of mine, and 8 years with Joel and 8 years with Pierre, but 14 years with my husband.
John Simon.
Yes.
You glanced by this very quickly, so I just want to return to it for a second. Do you think Pierre Trudeau was serious when he said, "I would like to have a child with you"?
Oh, yes. He asked me several
serious.
times, yes. Yeah, no, it was a very significant relationship in my life.
Because he'd had the 3 sons and he wanted a daughter.
He was determined to have a daughter, and we talked about it on the phone afterwards, and at the beginning I don't think he was too pleased, but he was so thrilled that he eventually did get a daughter. So bless Deborah Coyne for giving him the greatest gift.
Do you still have any relationship with his 2 sons?
No, well, yes, I got a letter from Justin just last year. I had written to him, and because I have some photographs that he hadn't seen before, but I haven't sat down and had dinner with him. I did, when I was living in the US, I've met him as an adult. And anyway, he plays guitar still, I just hear. Well, that's thanks to me, because I got them all guitars.
You got them into it.
Yeah, although Justin switched to country.
You acknowledge in the book that you are a bit of a restless spirit.
I guess so, yes.
Yes, so it does beg the question, are you kind of a bad bet for long-standing relationships?
I don't think so. I'm still searching for love. No, I don't want to go through another divorce. I only got married once. And I'm still really good friends with my ex-husband and his new wife, and have a sort of ex-extended family there.
You seem to be on good terms with all of the people that you...
Yes, with Joel too.
Yeah.
Occasional email. When Leonard Cohen, a mutual friend, died, we communicated, but not regularly. But you know, love is very complicated, and as you know, you're lucky to have a wonderful wife, who I know, Francesca, and a wonderful daughter. And at this age, yes, I would love to find somebody with children. That would be fantastic. I had a cat. That was the extent. But I inherited 4 boys through my former husband.
Did you ever talk about love with Prince Philip? I know he's a good friend of yours.
Oh, but that's been a platonic relationship. It's never been romantic.
I understand
but
that,
yes, for 30 years, he's been my pen pal. And yes, he's told me what a wonderful relationship he has with the Queen. You know, I mean, Her Majesty is one of the most amazing women, and I've been very privileged. I wrote a piece for her. It's on my Classical Yours album, and serenaded them at Windsor Castle, and then went back this year. I had written a piece that I dedicated to Prince Philip, because he particularly likes horses. So he said, yes, I'd like to have that dedicated to me, and it's called Love of the Horse. And so I got to play it in the castle, and you know, I just, he's been so generous, so thoughtful. When the earthquake happened in, when was it, 94 in Los Angeles, he sent my husband and I a telegram. Back in those days, there were telegrams, hoping we were all right. And he was very concerned when I had my accident. He wrote 3 letters to me that I got in the hospital. I had this crazy accident. I fell in my Palm Beach house.
Do you know what? I was going to get to this later.
Ahead. Oh, okay.
No, yeah, but you know
anyway,
what? Since we're here, I'm going to read from the book, because for a woman who makes her living playing the guitar, this is not a good thing that happened to you.
Oh, terrifying.
So here we go. Sheldon, I'm on the bottom of page 5, and we're going to do this quote now. This is from the book, No Remedy for Love. Down I went with a sickening crash. I heard my right shoulder and knee smash on the concrete. The pain was excruciating, and my entire body went into shock, vibrating and humming with what must have been a flood of cortisol and adrenaline. I saw with horror that 2 spiked pieces were sticking out of my shattered kneecap, and a concave hollow had appeared where my shoulder should have been. I tried to raise myself. It was impossible. Lying beside the car, I was filled with terror. Do you want to, okay, you ready for your close-up, Mr. DeMille? Do you want to show us what happened here on your right shoulder? You were in the hospital for a good long time.
You really want to see a scar?
You've got a scar that persists to this day.
I'll show you mine if you show me how you had appendicitis.
I got nothing that's that exciting, but you've got, look at the reconstruction. Oh my gosh.
It's just a scar. I have a little bit of a metal thing in, but it didn't affect my hands. Did you see it? Did you get a close-up?
Yeah, we got it. We got it.
Yes,
now,
but I live alone in Palm Beach. I'm sort of a snowbird. Whoops.
How did that affect your playing?
Didn't at all. No, it didn't affect. I had the guitar in the hospital. But that's the first thing I thought. I went down and petrified for my life, thinking my Palm Beach house is about to catch fire too, because I thought nobody would find me for a while.
You were screaming for how long before somebody saw you?
Well, it was only 15 minutes before the Palm Beach fire. People were summoned because
15 minutes that you were in agony.
Well, I was just, I can't even think. Was I really in agony, or I was just so terrified because maybe the brain, I know they gave me morphine when they cut me out of my pants and put me on a stretcher. And, anyway, it's a life experience. And no, but my hands were totally fine. And I had a guitar in the hospital. I was in Bridgepoint for a month. I had all kinds of
downtown Toronto.
Wonderful visitors. Renee came to see me.
Renee Welling, yes, indeed.
Yes, and the lieutenant governor and his wife, and but you know, it wasn't easy. And it was kind of a wake-up call. I'd never broken a bone in my life.
I think it's time we showed you doing what you do. So here we go. Canada, My Canada, with the fabulous Liona Boyd. Roll it.
Canada, my country proud and free, will give the world a song to sing of peace and harmony. Canada, land I call my home. Canada, you'll always be my home.
That is such a beautiful piece, but I want to read some of the, well, here's what you say about that in the book. You say, the fact that to this day I have not heard Canada, My Canada played once on the CBC, our national radio station, saddens me to no end, particularly because Universal had assured me that the station would be all over it the minute the song was sent to them. Does it make me cynical and disappointed? Yes, indeed, it does. Leona, I got to ask you, what is it about Canada that we seem to do such a lousy job embracing our own?
I don't know. America's very different. I thought Canada does not have a patriotic song. And on that song, I got Dan Hill, Serena Ryder, Chris Hadfield sang with me, the hockey team that beat the Russians in '72, Jan Arden, I mean, all kinds, John McDermott, Randy Bachman. I have iconic Canadians that I personally assembled for that song. And by the way, that's a kind of old video we did in Prince Albert, a live one. And I have tried to promote it somehow. It's on the album.
There's
I'm
you
very
and Dan
proud
Hill.
of the whole album.
That's you and Dan?
We were recording then, yes.
Yeah.
He came off his bicycle. So yes, I don't know. It's kind of a shame, maybe because I don't have, you know, good, strong manager anymore, but I'm very proud of all these albums. I've done 5 albums since I came back to Canada.
How many in total?
And I wouldn't have done some of them. 28.
28 albums
But
in total.
had I not had the thing you're probably going to be talking about next, I never would have done something like this beautiful album, 7 Journeys, Music for the Soul and the Imagination, which is just me writing beautiful melodies, and then my wonderful genius of a producer, Peter Bond, doing amazing orchestrations, like a knock.
You know, when you did
Christmas album.
Canada, My Canada, Prince Philip actually gave you a suggestion for what you ought to put on the album cover. What did he say?
You know, he's got a devilish sense of humor.
And what did he say?
He said, wear 3 maple leaves.
And that's it.
He always cracks me up.
Okay, now, yes, I want to get to that thing that, well, I mean, you can tell me how serious this was, but as far back as the year 2000, you started to notice that something was a bit off in your playing.
Yes.
You looked far and wide for a diagnosis of what this was, and eventually you came to something called task-specific focal dystonia.
Yes.
Okay, what is that, and how did it manifest itself with you?
A lot of musicians get it, actually, and I'm glad you asked me, because I want to warn other musicians that too much practice, too much playing, because I was always in love with the guitar since I was 13, and I would do a lot of, well, tremolo was sort of my specialty, which involves a lot of fast motions. If you do the same thing over and over again, the message gets confused between the hands and the neuroreceptors of the brain, and the brain maps actually change, they smudge. And then you're not getting the right message. It manifested first with my tremolo. Many musicians have had their careers stopped. Leon Fleischer stopped, the conductor of the Toronto Symphony, couldn't play
Yeah, Peter Ungen,
anymore.
that's
Yes.
right, had to
He
stop
got
playing
it,
the
and
violin.
He reinvented himself as a conductor.
Yeah.
I reinvented myself as a singer, and I always played guitar, but I simplified the technique. Because once this happened, and I used to watch TV, you know, doing mindless exercises, thinking it was good for my hands when I was married. That probably contributed, because over and over again I'd be doing arpeggios and tremolos, and I was kind of known for fast finger stuff.
Did it come back at all, that
smudged the
skill?
brains. Oh, well, I now changed my technique a little bit, but I'm not playing the big concertos. And the funny thing is, I don't want to. I love writing songs. I think it's my destiny to be a songwriter, and I love writing. Since I was little, I was winning awards for writing, so it's funny how life works.
Leona, you tried, I mean, I read in the book, you tried just about everything to try. I mean, you went, Tom Cruise told you to try Scientology. That didn't work too well. Hypnotism, Botox injections.
Yeah, they injected my hands.
Nothing worked, eh?
Nothing has worked with guitarists except taking many years off and retraining. And the Botox did not work at all. They make your hands numb, and you're supposed to retrain, but they admitted they hadn't helped a guitarist. So you guitarists or anybody, pianists, trombone players, French horn, any instrument, or even golfers get it from doing too much of the same, or writers.
Absolutely.
You're in danger.
Oh,
if
no,
you
I
type
had it
a lot.
already. I had it already.
You had it? You couldn't type?
Well, no, I wrecked my
write?
back, but yeah.
Oh, no, this is nothing physical. It's the brain. I don't think you have it. You got a pretty good brain. I read a little bit of your book. I saw it's a huge tome.
Yeah, mine's a
Bill
little bigger
Davis.
than yours.
It takes a long time to read your book.
I'm going to get us back on topic here. Focal dystonia. Here's what you wrote in the book about this, and I hear your heart like aching as you wrote this. The reality was starting to sink in. My brilliant career was about to end, not with a bang but a whimper, so there I was. The guitarist who had dazzled world leaders, been praised by the New York Times for her flair for brilliance, sold out the Cairo Opera House and had been hailed there as the new Segovia, the woman who had been voted 5 times by Guitar Player magazine as best classical guitarist in their international poll, and who was now a member of their gallery of greats, could no longer play many of the pieces that had made her famous. For a perfectionist with a formerly virtuosic technique, losing the ability to play my beloved guitar the way I used to was beyond devastating.
Yeah.
Have you come to terms with it yet?
Yeah, yes, because now I think it's the best thing that ever happened. I thank God this happened to me, even though I went through 6 years of not performing, because I never would have discovered my joy in writing songs. I mean, nothing gives me more pleasure than to write lyrics. I've always been writing poetry. And now I can still play the guitar. I'm touring with a young fella called Andrew Dolson, 26-year-old. He accompanies me, and we both play guitar together. We do still do some classical pieces. In fact, this Christmas album, A Winter Fantasy, can I show that? It's almost all classical guitar. It's instrumental. Beautiful arrangements, and even if you play simple things on the guitar, you don't have to be doing a mile a minute. But I love writing melodies. There's a lot of original melodies. Well, I mean, I've written all this music. And that wouldn't have happened if I didn't have focal dystonia. So yes, it was agonizing at the time. I used to cry and think, why me? But now I really want to warn musicians, because I didn't know anything about it. And only recently they found out through studies in Germany that it's the ones with the more plastic brains that can get this, the sort of obsessive types that overplay, and it's very hard to undo.
I want people to know that you not only write songs, play songs, sing songs, write books, you write poetry.
Yes, I always have.
You went to Vimy Ridge.
Yes.
Which is, you know, simply one of the most awe-inspiring places in the whole world.
Yeah.
And
with the wounded warriors, yeah.
Yeah, I'm going to impose upon you, if I may, to read the poem that you wrote after you went to Vimy Ridge and came home.
I can see without glasses.
You wrote this on the plane on the way home?
On the way, yes. I write pretty fast, yes. I was very moved, and all these wounded warriors had cycled. Okay, Vimy Ridge, thick green grass and barbed wire fences, sun and shadows on distant fields, wartime secrets, echoes of thunder. God, it's hard to see this. Echoes of thunder, bucolic scene of shifting light. Grazing sheep unaware of danger, landmines buried beneath their hooves. Tread gently, my friends, beware your moves on this mounded earth no human dare. Your grass grew rich from blood-soaked soil, blood of courageous Canadian boys who fell by the thousands, Canadian men from Rimouski, Prince Rupert, I played all these places, by the way, North Bay and Red Deer. From Grand Bank, Nanaimo, the Pas, and St. John. Brave soldiers who collapsed in sandbagged trenches on this muddy ridge where they fought and prevailed. So many died that we might live, but their dreams survived, brave countrymen. Cream-white monument reaching skyward, wind on the wreaths and each soldier's name. Homage to tragedy, a silent prayer. Mother Canada mourns her dead, Mother Canada mourns her wounded. Her wounded warriors they can't forget, inconceivable insanity of ugly war, and the war that followed, and all our wars. I pray we've learnt, but fear we've not. Thick green grass and barbed wire fences, sun and shadows on distant fields, wartime shadows, flashes of thunder. Vimy Ridge, Canada's sorrow. Vimy Ridge, Canada's pride. Sorry, if you'd have let me know I had to read it before, I would have rehearsed it and had it a little smoother.
It's a beautiful poem,
but thank you.
And anybody who's seen Vimy Ridge can completely understand why you would have been moved to write that. What does writing poetry do for you?
Since I was about 4 or 5, when my mother used to read me lots of poetry, and my father too, and I always liked words. And I've written songs about dead squirrels on the road and Palm Beach, and there I have a very cynical poem about Palm Beach, the good and the bad and the ugly. And writing songs are like poems, right? You have to tell a whole story, like I have one here, the whole story of Emily Carr. And I'm very flattered that I got so many good comments, especially from the guy who had written her biography, said in 4 minutes you condensed her whole life to all the most meaningful parts. And I wrote a song, a tribute to Gordon Lightfoot on the new album, which is called No Remedy for Love, simply called Lightfoot. And I wanted to honor Gordon because back in the 70s, he took me on tour as his opening act. And bless him, he is still touring.
I want to ask you about one more piece, because not only did you write a song for the country, but you wrote a song for the capital city of this province, which you love very much too. And I'm going to show a clip of that for a second, but tell me what was in the...
Sorry, for the capital? Oh, for Toronto.
Toronto, yes, the Toronto song.
But isn't that odd? No, I see. Toronto is, yes. I did the Toronto song, but I also did Song for Ontario, which is on the new album, which I sing with choirs often, and I love special kids choirs.
I don't have a clip of the Ontario song.
We have all
I got
these
a clip of the Toronto
tours
song.
coming up. Oh, okay. We have these tours coming up, so if any of you can look on the website and you can see all the different choirs I'm singing with this fall. Yeah.
I thought it was funny that you asked Mayor John Tory, what do I need to make sure I have in the Toronto song?
Yes,
and was
he
it
did
him
the
who
demo.
said, he said, make sure you put something about Etobicoke, Scarborough,
The
North.
boroughs. It was
That's
exactly
right.
John Tory's idea.
Don't forget the boroughs.
And the previous mayor, believe it or not, honored me with a proclamation, so that was nice. I got to address city.
Very nice.
City
What
council.
went into the stew of the creation of the Toronto song? Why'd you want to write it?
I was sitting in Palm Beach one winter. I thought, you know, Toronto doesn't have a song either. You know, Chicago does, New York does. What's wrong
San
with the
Francisco?
Canadians? We don't have, there's no good patriotic song for Canada that I can find, quite honestly. And there isn't a good one for Ontario other than Ontario.
That's come
So I
back.
did Song for Ontario and I rhymed. You should hear how I rhymed all the different towns, from Manitoulin's sacred ground to North Bay, Perth, and Parry Sound.
We do love Manitoulin.
Yes, but it's a whole lot.
Well, you know what? I would love to show a little bit of the Toronto song.
Okay,
Your
just a kind of home video that I did.
homage,
so
yeah, it's
thank you.
actually it's fantastic,
Thank
and I want to thank you for coming in. This was splendid fun.
This Remedy for Love is about love for a province, love, romantic love, of course, love for certain people, love for a city.
And you're an expert on all of the above.
Not really. I'm still searching.
Here we go with the Toronto song. Liona Boyd, great to have you here at
Thank you,
TVO
Steve.
tonight.
Thank
Thank you
you
so
so
much.
much.
Sheldon, over to you.
So I want to show you Toronto. I want you to know Toronto. Our city welcomes you. There's so much here to do, and you'll soon be so in love with Toronto. Yes, you'll soon be so in love with Toronto.
The Agenda with Steve Bacon is brought to you by the Chartered Professional Accountants of Ontario, helping businesses stay on the right side of change with strategic thinking, insightful decisions, and business leadership. Are you on the right side of change? Ask an Ontario CPA.